Mama?
Hi everybody, this is Emily for Help Me Mama. It's been a long time since I've done a video, but I'm back in action. A lot has been happening. I'm super preggo, if you haven't noticed. I'm in the 9th month. Phew, a lot has happened since I've spoken to you guys last. We got a fish. Melly is huge. The boys are humongous. We had a couple of family trips and lots of things going on. So we can talk about all that later, but I'm back. Hopefully that's a good thing for you guys. And since I am almost at the point of delivery, I thought it would be good to do a what to pack for the hospital. I'm not going to give you an exhaustive list. There are plenty of really helpful, useful, exhaustive lists. I would definitely direct you to some of those. Any, random list is going to cover your basics, or the what to expect list is going to be good. But I just wanted to mention a couple of my favorite things that I thought were helpful. Some are up here, some are not, so just kind of go with me here. Number one, before you go to the hospitals, eat something, because they're not going to let you eat when you get there until after you have a baby. So at least a snack. They're worried about you throwing up. They don't want you to throw up in labor, that would stink, right? But I would say as soon as you start labor, have a snack. And then as it progresses, like if it's slow, if you're going really slow, maybe eat a little bit, something more before you go to the hospital. Because especially first time, if you're in labor for like 20 plus hours, you will be starving at the hospital and they won't let you eat. So definitely have a snack if it's your first time, definitely. But what to bring for labor? I don't think you need much for labor. They got everything there, right? They're gonna take care of you. But the thing that has helped me the most in labor is to have a little ball, kind of the size of a tennis ball, maybe a stress ball. You can pick hard or soft, or maybe bring both. But you want your husband or maybe a sister or mom to rub it on the small of your back. I don't know if I've had back labor every time. I know definitely one time I did, and it helped a lot with that labor. So that was Rai-Rai's labor that I had back labor, I think, with. With Melly, it still helped a lot, and I don't think that I had back labor with her. It just releases a lot of pressure. So when you're in labor, you lay on your side and you have them rub it on your back. And that will help you. I remember being in labor, and it's almost like on your butt, almost on like your very lower back to have them rub it. And it might be a different spot for you, of course. But I remember saying, the butt! And the nurses were like, what is she talking about? And Ivan's like, she wants me to rub the ball on her back. So definitely I would say bring a ball, very helpful. The next thing over here, and since you don't really need much for labor, except, all the things like your birth plan, if you want to be a super hippie and get your music going, that's fine. I think, I always have people in the room, so music would be a total waste. But anyways, postpartum, I would say bring comfy PJs. If you have PJs with buttons, because you're going to be hanging out, you're going to be nursing and practicing nursing, so whatever's going to be most comfortable for you to nurse in, especially if it's your first time. Learning how to nurse can be really hard, so heads up for that. I have other videos about that. One of my first videos, I think, was about that. In the wintertime, if you're giving birth in the winter, I love to bring my footy pajamas to the hospital. I have grown-up woman footy pajamas, and then me and baby match, and it's so much fun. But I will tell you, if you have an epidural, you're going to have a catheter, and so that whole deal with footy pajamas is not a good idea. You definitely want to bring something just like loose PJ shorts and a shirt. If you are a second, third time mom, you already know how to nurse, just a regular t-shirt will do, because you know the deal with nursing. It's not going to be uncomfortable for you. But first timers, I would definitely say something like zip up or button up is easier to nurse in, especially when you're just learning. And those gowns can be really it's just really awkward learning how to nurse and then wearing something that you've never worn and will never wear again. It's kind of weird to nurse in for the first time too. So comfy PJs. With buttons preferably. And then a toiletries bag. My mom was so kind to me and she knew I was prepping for hospital stay and stuff. So for my birthday, she got me this cute little toiletries kit. And I think I'm just gonna keep this packed forever for vacations and all this stuff because like you got your toothpaste, you got your hair stuff, shower stuff, hairbrush. I'll put some other things in here. But you could just you hang this on the bathroom door and there you go. I love this thing and it's so cute. So you have your toiletries, of course, ready to go. Okay, one thing that I also want to say about the toiletries bag is that if you have other kids that are not going to be going into labor with you at the hospital, you want to prep a bag for them too. I think twice now I have forgotten to pack my children's bag for wherever they're staying that first night. One time they stayed at our house and family members came here. But once they went to my mom's house and I got home from the hospital and my poor baby was wearing my 16, 17-year-old brother's Superman shirt and boxers tied up into a bundle so that they would fit him because I did not bring any clothes for him because I was not thinking very clearly going into labor. So definitely couple weeks before, pack a bag for your kids. I'm going to be doing that one of these days. I'm still a couple weeks out, so very soon I'm going to pack their own toiletries bag, at least one night of stuff for the kids. So the only other thing you really want postpartum is something to do because you might have a whole lot of visitors and the nurses might be coming in all the time, but maybe you don't have a lot of visitors and you're just kind of hanging out in the hospital and everything's good and the nurses don't bother you and it's just you and baby. And on the one hand, you're going to basically want to just be looking at and cherishing baby the whole entire time. But it's also a good time to catch up on some reading. I know that the last time in the hospital, I already had 2 other babies. So when Melly and I were in the hospital, Ivan wasn't there with me most of the time. He was taking care of the boys. I felt like I could have brought books to read or at least read with baby in my arms. I felt like I did a lot of watching hospital TV one of the times that I was there and I just felt like, oh, I could have been doing something productive. So, yeah, bring something to read, bring something to do just in case there's more downtime than you thought. Or if you have to stay longer than you thought, you know? I think I'll probably maybe do my next video on things that you might want to know about which hospital you're giving birth at before you choose a hospital, or just, you know, good questions to ask around when you're trying to figure out where you're going to go and what you're going to do. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below and please subscribe. This is Emily for Help Me Mama.
Help me, Mama!